Are we back? I think we're back. We're back. Oh geez, it that I don't know what happened there. I think my internet. I'm not sure if that was my internet or if that was OBS freaking out. I think that was just OBS freaking out. No. OBS still says 2 hours, so I think maybe it wasn't OBS. Maybe it was the internet, just a little blip. Well, that sucks. That's okay. We're back. We're good to go. Anyway. Level that up to solid 70, talk to Melania, and we're gonna go do the latter half.
Ice world and death. Are you to commit?
I am ready to commit the Cardinals. Long animation. But yeah. So the fight against Fire Giant is scripted. Oh, I do need my rapier back because we're going to be using stealth. We will be using stealth during this portion of the gameplay. But yeah, it's pretty much just charged R2 to break the ankle bracelet, 2 charged R2s and 1 R1 to give him a stagger, lets us reset Gold Vow, smack him one more time to get him into second phase, 2 charged R2s to stagger, 2 or 3 charged R2s on his hand to stagger him in second phase, and then go up, charged R2 his eyeball, get the crit on his eyeball, and he's dead. Pretty much makes it so he's not allowed to do anything. Now, just don't mess it up or go too slow. Like I did. I messed up the positioning, I think on that first one, and that's why I was just like, nope, memory grace out. Then on that second one, I don't even know what got me on that second one. That third one, I was too slow and didn't get to him in time. Now, if I'm right, you can come over here to this, chuck that back there to make him look that way, and then jump through, is it this window? And then, yeah, that's the only guy you aggro, is the dude who throws lightning at you. And you can just easily run past that. Make sure to reset your stealth so these, like, skeleton archers up here don't end up coming after you. Yeah, because there's archers over there that just start shooting at you if you don't have your stealth up. Hide behind this pillar. If you want stealth, you can have it. You don't need it. He actually is just that blind. And now we're going to do the duo. So for this one, no more kukri, but sleep pots. We made a little bit of extra sleep pots too. I'm just made a little bit of extra sleep pots. Down here you see the graves. You see 3 sets of them. You're gonna want to look at that second set right here. What you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to gambit. You're gonna want to stare up at, like, the ear. Take like, the bottom of your screen, and you're staring right at the ear. Walk up to these two graves, and they will spawn. They will not notice you, and you just chuck 2 pots. And it gets them both. Make sure you're max health. Do the normal buffs. You may have to drink a little bit of blue because you are using Assassin's Gambit. And then do this. Charged R2. Charged R2. Jumping R1. Take the riposte. Give him a double poke. And you're good. Then we turn to this guy. Charged R2. Charged R2. Jumping R1. Give him a little poke. And a second little poke. I missed the second little poke. Next up. You can reset your stealth. Charged R2. Charged R2. Jumping R2. Bada bing, bada boom. That easy. And we're good with pots. So technically you only need 4. The whole reason we grabbed those cracked pots back in Stormvale Castle is for these extra 2. Just in case you do need an extra 2. I'm gonna try and not aggro the doggy here as we run past him and jump onto this pillar. But yeah, it's literally just use a little bit of Gambit so they spawn in and don't notice you. Chuck 2 pots. Kill them both. It won't be enough. A third one will have to spawn. So what do? Go back to the exact same position, use Assassin's Gambit, and then chuck 2 pots. Now, you can probably... on the second, or on the third one, you could probably get him in 1 pot. But if you chuck 2 pots, he'll be close to the sound. Like, he'll aggro towards the sound of one of the pots. And then the second pot will be enough to actually just take it out. So that's why 2 and 2, I think you're fine. We sneak past that bird up there. You really have to hug the wall. Make sure you hug that wall, or that bird will see you, sees everything. And now it's time for the last moment of our bow. We're gonna stand up here at this corner, and we're gonna make sure it's a heavy shot. Does just enough damage. Yeah, you want to use that Mighty Shot skill, or you won't be able to get the range. And that makes him go away. After that, we just reapply our stealth. Charged R2 this birdie to get rid of him. Rouch past this birdie. And we're good. Come over here, and we get Somber Ancient's Dragon Smithing Stone. That is where we're going to get our nice Serpent Hunter right to level 10. It's been a level 9 since the beginning, and now it's going to be a level 10. A little bit of Gambit here. He'll notice us, but we just run past him. The Gambit and this crouch, make sure you crouch and go over here, is for that guy. We don't want that guy to start chucking stuff at us. I like to do a second Gambit here. Get my Kukri out. Ooh, whoops. That was just bad on all parts. That's okay. We got past it without a hit. You could actually, probably, use your bow to aim so you can chuck the Kukri in the right spot, but you're just trying to make him turn 90 degrees and stare at the wall, and then you just walk by. That's pretty much all you have to do. You can walk behind him without him aggro. Or you can aggro him and just time the roll for his opening attack, and then you can just run past him. Alright. So then, after we get that grace, we come back here for our last time, our last visit to Roundtable Hold. Everything's on fire. We sell to him the tornado, this, DTS's stuff that we never sold, just pretty much all the things we don't need. We come, and we get that +10. And then with that, we return to the Great Bridge. We get that 10 plus... we get that 10 plus going. Rest at the Grace. Give a good level up. Of course, always into strength. And with this, at 75, we now have 90 strength. How do we have 90? Because Radagon gives us a +5 to make it 80 strength. And then when we drink... when we drink our flask here, that gives us a +10 because of what we have, temporary boost strength. That gives us a +10, and as you can see, our strength is 90. In other words, we've kind of started to cap our strength. It does officially hard cap at 99, but the difference between 90 and 99, I think, is like 4 points of damage. I think. I'm not sure. I haven't... It's been a while since I, like, looked at the specifics. But yeah. Barely any damage. Alright, so now we have Malekith. We're going to pop a little stealth to get past this DTS. We only have to pop stealth, and we can sprint crouch past him. He doesn't notice us. Make sure to heal, so you can, again, we always just make sure you're at full health, so you get your ritual sword tiles. Then we do the classic. Buff 1, buff 2, buff 3, drink a blue just in case. We don't want to have to worry about drinking a blue mid-fight if we have to reset buffs. And then first phase, Beast Clergyman, we literally have to just fight him normally. This is like the one boss in the game you have to fight normally. Just make sure you get his R1s. Make sure you dodge his moves. The only thing we have to make sure we do is get one charged R2 off during his phase 1. And we can do it with that move. If I was in a better position, I would do it with that move. Pretty much anytime he grabs something, you can do a rolling R1. When he does this, you can jump R2 it. Okay. If you jump it early, you can R2 it. If you jump it a little late, you get stuck in a recovery animation for the R2. I kind of forgot about that. That's why this is practice. Good practice. Do a jumping R1 on that move. The animation recovery for a jumping R1 is pretty much nothing. Do a jumping R1 and you never have to worry about not being able to just spam roll away from him. Alright. So let's try this again. Let's get our buffs going. Nope. Almost forgot my blue. Roll in. Back away. Sprint across. Give him an R1. Roll. Rolling R1. Dodge. 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 He does this. Jumping R1, not jumping R2. Make sure... I always untarget from him during that sequence, because otherwise you can stare at the ground and know where the little walks are coming up. Rolling R1. Roll. 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 I rolled way too early on that one. I wanted to show you a different tactic, and then I did it wrong. So on that one, his recovery animation for that is long enough. That is one of the moves you can get a charged R2 off. Normally, I wait. There are two moves he does. I wait for a different move for the charged R2, because in my opinion, it's easier. But I want to showcase that one in case you want to get the charged R2 off of that. So let me see if he does that move again, I'll try it. Otherwise, we'll just wait. Get all of our buffs going. Yeah, geez, you can tell I am out of practice. Roll, back away. He goes into this. Jump R1. See, that was the early jump. I could have done an R2. But it's still just safer to do an R1. This one. If you do that, so you can get a charged... You can get a charged R2 off right there. I'm gonna back away because I want him to recover some stance. I don't want to... Because I need him to be at a specific stance. He should be. I can be aggressive again. Then I can show you the other move that I do a charged R2. This move. You sprint behind him, and it gives you enough time to do that. Woo-hoo-hoo, he almost got me there. But yeah. I'm gonna give him another one R1, and then I'm letting him get his stance back again. He should have his stance back. Okay. Because you want to send him into second phase with an R2. Use the pillar for that. Okay. So we're going to give him an R1, and then we're going to try and get that charged R2. There's the R1. I could have did it on that. I want to do the other move. I just prefer the other move. Sometimes it's hard to bait it out. There it is. Then we send him into phase 2 with a charge. You just have to send him into phase 2 with a charged R2. Then, a backstep. run in and give him 2 charged R2s, and he staggers. You can immediately give him an R1, and then I missed the riposte. So you're supposed to give him 2 charged R2s, and then you're supposed to take the riposte. I missed the riposte, but I was still able to eke out the hitless. So yeah, but that second phase, if you actually do what you're supposed to and not what I did, don't follow my example. Get him to his second phase using a charged R2 like I did. Then do a single backstep. His sweep will go short of you, and once it goes short of you, you just run in, and all of his attacks will be too far away. It allows you to get 2 charged R2s off immediately, and he staggers because that's 3 charged R2s. That hits his stance cap. He staggers, you take the riposte, and he's pretty much dead after that. Depending on your damage, like if you get headshots or whatever, or where he's exactly at his life, after the riposte, he might have a sliver of life, but you just tap an R1 in there right after the riposte, and he's dead. So if you don't kill him off of the riposte, you'll kill him off an R1 immediately afterwards, before he can even do an attack. Before I level up, make sure to always pop your remembrances. Alright. So at this point, 80 gets me to 95. From 95 to 99 is very little damage. This is where I usually stop. You can technically go to 84, and that maxes you at 99. Usually, that's where I go, just because we end up having so many souls, we can max at 99. But once I get to 80 strength, I start upping endurance. Why? Because not having to worry about your endurance is just nice. Do you need the extra endurance? No. Is the extra endurance nice? Definite. Like, do I want to do 2 charged R2s and then be completely out of stamina? Or do I want to do 2 charged R2s and have just enough stamina to do a roll in case I need to just, like, get away real quickly? Now, throughout the entire run, pretty much every boss is set up so that if you ever are doing 2 charged R2s, it's scripted and you're completely safe. But, you know, on a couple of the bosses that you just fight normally, which is pretty much Malekith, first phase Malekith, Goldfree, and first phase Godric. Those are pretty much the only ones that you run normally. And having extra stamina for those 3 bosses is nice. So, Gideon. We're gonna buff a little bit here.
I knew you'd come to stand before.
And we're gonna get behind him. We're gonna finish off our buffs.
Sad state of affairs. I commend your spirit.
We're gonna do a charged R2, walk into him a little bit, and then do 2 charged R2s. The reason we walk into him a little bit is because if we do 2 charged R2s back to back, it's the combo. We want to do a charged R2, then reset the animation and do a second charged R2 in a combo sequence. That's why we walk into him for like a sec, just to make sure that we aren't doing a chain attack, we're doing the first. Because you want to do a 1 and then a 1-2. You don't want to do a 1-2 and then 1. Because the animation, your recovery animation after the second charge R2 is long. Gideon also kind of gets like staggered away and his moveset changes. Like all of a sudden he can roll out of the way instead of doing exactly what he did where he just kind of like turns around and casts a spell. He will do that every single time as long as you go 1-1-2. If you go 1-2, there's a chance he won't do that move. He'll roll your third attack, and then you have to fight him normally, and fighting him normally is a pain in the ass. Ugh. Alright. Pump it all into stamina, because this fight is where having a little bit of extra stamina is good. The first phase. Now, for this fight, what we are going to do, what we want to do for Godfrey first phase, is we want to do either a jumping R1 or a regular R1. What we do not want to do is rolling R1s or sprinting R1s. We only want to do jumping R1s and regular R1s. On top of that, at some point within the first phase, we need to get one single charged R2 off. He has a very specific move where he, like, drags his axe across the floor, does, like, a 360 spin and slams it down. We can untarget from him and just kind of walk around him. That is the move where we get a free charged R2. As long as we're not, like, out of position, we can untarget him, walk around him, and get a free charged R2. That is the one move he does that gives us a free charged R2. And we only have to get one charged R2. If we accomplish that, only jumping R1s, regular R1s, and a single charged R2, it should set him up perfectly in his second phase for the second phase to be scripted. If the second phase is not scripted, because virtually we should be able to hit him with a charged R2 at the very beginning of second phase, and it should break his stance. If we don't get the stance break at the very beginning of his second phase, we have to fight his second phase normally. And it's a pain in the ass. So scripting the second phase is just so much better. So, that is what we're going to be that is what we are going to be doing going into this fight. Other than that, everything else is pretty normal. So, we buff. Okay, we... I don't even know why that's still equipped. Well, shit. I'm just gonna go Rest of Grace real quick. Just to make sure I don't want to have accidental, the wrong amount of FP going into the fight. I do drink a blue to reset my FP. You don't need to, but, like, if I mess up the stagger and we have to fight his second phase normally, I definitely will not have buffs, and there's a good chance that I'll just want to rebuff during that scenario. Having to drink a flask is unnecessary risk. But yeah, so we'll do the norm. Drink, buff, swap, buff. Drink the blue and two-hand, and we're good to go. He starts with this move. We get a R1. That move does a 3-hit. We can do that. R1. Jumping R1. Okay, he's gonna do this move. We pretty much just run away. Let him explode. And then maybe, I hope that we can get him into this cycle, where he just keeps dodging like that. Okay, this is where the Charged R2 comes. Jump R1. We don't want to do a second one, so we're just going to do a double. And then Charged R2. Get the riposte. Get the 2. Roll that first hit, and auto him again. Now, normally, you can get past having to roll that first slam. I didn't end up doing it. But when you stagger him, do a little just R1 poke, and then go for the riposte. It's a small window. Like, you gotta be fast on the stagger R1, because if you're not fast enough, he recovers from his crit pretty quickly. But if you get that 1R1 off, then right after the riposte, you can just do 2 charged R2s, and he just dies before he even finishes yelling. But yeah, that's how you do Godfrey. And that's how you script the second phase. You get the stagger, you get the riposte, he goes into a yell, you get 2 charged R2s off, and then if he has a sliver of life left, you just roll that first slam on the ground, and then you just poke him again, and he's dead. Oh wait. He has this. We will be using this. Boop! Level up. So here's the thing. I don't really need damage, but I also don't really need stamina. I like to have around 20 stamina for this end fight, but I have done it with 14 endurance before. Like, you don't, it's not necessary. It is possible to do the entire fight scripted. No issues. That being said, I'm still going to go up to 20, and I'm going to go up to 84, which, with my Radagon Source Seal and my Flask, will pump me up to 99 max strength. So this is virtually max strength. And 20 endurance is pretty good stamina to not have to worry about recovery. Okay, so now the plan for Radabeast, both Radagon and Elden Beast are scripted. They are both scripted, so we don't really have to worry about either. We don't have to worry about either. However, even though Radagon is scripted, it's easy to mess up the script. So we do kind of have to still lock it. We can pretty much know exactly what moves he will do, but we can pretty much lock it. An ad is about to start. I am going to take this time to just go and refill my water a little bit and whatnot. And then we'll start the fight after the ad is done. That way, nobody misses anything. So, catch you in a sec. Back from ad break. Alright, it looks like ads are done. I went and took a quick bathroom break as well while ads were going. But we should be good to go. Alright. So, you know what I'm gonna do on, you know what I'm gonna do? Let's get some music. Alright. Actually, wait. We're gonna do our buff sequence first. So we're gonna buff. We have to drink a blue on this one. And we're good to go. Alright? Here we go. Purely scripted fight. Jump R1. Charged R2. Wait for a move. Slam. Charged R2. So he does a different move that you can get a charged R2 off. And I mixed up that move with the other move. So he nicked me a little bit there. So, okay. So that move, he slams down and then he swings upwards. He goes for a slam and then an upcut. That move, you can only get an R1 of. There's a second move where he charges and only does the uppercut, so not the slam down, just the uppercut. That's the move you can get a charged R2 of. I was mixing them up, and I just saw the uppercut, and I'm like, oh, I could do the charged R2 here. And then he fucking got me. So, with that in mind, let's do it again. The opening sequence is always a jump R1, charged R2. Then we just dodge a couple of his moves that he throws out, and we either need to get in one more charged R2 or two R1s. And then the rest of the fight is scripted. So, let's try that one more time. Let's go ahead, buff up, drink our blue, and then let's cue the music again. Now let's do this. Jump R1, charged R2. This move. That's the move where you can get the charged R2. Jumping R2 for the foot slam. Roll. Charged R2. He staggers. We get the riposte. Pause for a second. And then charged R2. Get the slam. Then he does this move. Rolling R1. Roll, charged R2. Quickly as can be, we rebuff for the Elden Beast fight. Two-hand Serpent Hunter. Sprint in towards the leg. Charged R2, charged R2. Walk, do not run. Charged R2, charged R2. R1 as he goes past, staggers. Walk up to the front, charged R2, charged R2. Get the riposte. And charged R2. And that's how you do the Rata Beast fight. And now if I did all of the bosses perfectly the first time, I technically did do all of them perfectly, just not perfectly the first time. But if I did all of them perfectly the first time,
The fallen leaves
then that would have been
tell a story
the Hitless.
of how a tarnished became Elden Lord.
But we didn't quite accomplish that. However, this was also just meant to be more practice. I was also pretty much explaining my entire run step for step from beginning to end. And in a normal run, I would not be doing that because I need to focus. So, what is that? 2 hours and 24 minutes. That was also me just kind of sitting around a little bit. That's not too bad. It's not horrid. So that was Mr. Hitless. Let's do Mrs. Hitless. We do Samurai. Lands Between Rune. Alright. This one is gonna kind of be a run. It's gonna be a non-serious run. If I mess up, it's not gonna be a big deal. If I mess up, it's not gonna be a big deal because like I'm still kind of in practice mode. Next Wednesday, I will actually maybe start doing like legitimate hard focused runs. This one won't be a hard focused run, but I mean, if I get to Fire Giant and I haven't taken a hit the entire time, then I might be like, okay, I gotta focus up because this could just be it. So semi-serious run. Still focusing on practice. Just going through the motions, trying to re-go through all the motions. That, and because I am recording this, so I can use it as footage later, because I wanted raw gameplay footage, no live split, no PNG icon. I just need some raw game footage for editing. This will help me get some extra footage. That, and it will be funny when I edit the video, and like, partway through the video, it just keeps swapping between a man and a woman doing the exact same things. I think that's also kind of funny. So yeah. Full purpose of this is to get recording footage. Second purpose is practice. Well, second purpose is completing the run. Third purpose is practice. Alright. Put that over here because that's where I like it. Look at Mrs. Hitless. Oh my gosh. Looks like a man. Looks like a man with tits. He's got that 5 o'clock shadow on his chin. All right. Oh yeah, I guess we can continue with the music. I don't know where we were at. We were, because I kind of reset the playlist when I selected a song. So we'll just let it go through. Alright.
And I can also that you're not then. Why not? I am Carly.
Yep, we sell you these 2 runes and our entire samurai outfit. And we purchased these 3 pots. Whoops. All 3 of them. And the crafting kit. Thank you, Kale. I will not be coming back to you for the rest of the game. Poor Kale. The only time he sees me is when he realizes, so you didn't complete your run. Well, better luck this time. I'll see you in 10 minutes when you get hit. That's Kale's perspective of this entire thing. I don't think I've done a single run as a chick this entire time. Mostly because default girl looks like default man with tits. And it just, I don't know, there's just something about that 5 o'clock shadow and then tits that you're just like, what is going on?
Then summon me. I bequeath you. It will some torrent. Treat him with.
Thank you for that. Swap that out. And we're good. Run past all of these. All of the guards. Grab the golden seed. And grab the upgrade too. Alright. Man, that's gorgeous. I've been playing a lot of Night Rain. As anyone who's been watching my stream knows, like every Wednesday. But I've even been playing it beyond that. I've literally done everything you can in the game. All achievements, all quest lines, all bosses with all characters. Coming back, and Night Rain is beautiful, but coming back to Elden Ring after this last month and just seeing everything, whew. Nope. There we go. Strike 2. It just reminds you of, like, damn, this place is beautiful. Okay, so, I'll let you, while we do setup, I'll just kind of ramble on about stuff. I have been thinking about, as old as the, name might be, machinima. I have been thinking about, like, doing a little Elden Ring machinima. That being said, not really, like, full-on machinima, but just doing, like, actual, like, kind of doing an Elden Ring movie. I know there's a live-action Elden Ring movie that's currently been approved and is going to be in the works soon and whatnot, but, like, part of me has wanted, just because I love the lore of Elden Ring so much, part of me just wants to do, like, maybe 15-20 minute edits of just the lore. Not like Vita explaining. Oh, come on. Not Vita explaining the lore, but like actually just dialogue of the lore. Not all at once. It would be like I said, 15-20 minute like episodes where you can just watch Maxor stuff. If anybody knows Maxor, the YouTuber.
Humans all lose their wits eventually.
Maybe not as, like, chaotic as editing, as well as he also has, he also has, like, a narrative going over, talking about everything. So minus the narrative, maybe not crazy, like, his crazy editing. I'm not that skilled. Are you kidding me? But I do want to do, like, cool editing for, like, sequences and stuff. But then also, replace his narrative with just dialogue of, like, the actual in-game dialogue of characters. Maybe I've been back and forth about, like, voice acting. Like, maybe I would give, the main character, John Elden Ring. Maybe I'd give John Elden Ring a voice. Like, maybe I would do a couple voices for John Elden Ring just to help dialogue move forward a little bit. I've also thought about possibly adding, other people in, because, like, NPCs, they'll disappear or whatnot. Maybe I can do, like, I can. The other thing about that is this then also requires people. It would require me to go and find people to do, like, seamless co-op so I can get, like action shots of, not just one person fighting somebody, but, like, 2 or 3 people fighting somebody. And I think that'd be cool. But so far, it's just been an idea. It's just been an idea. I'm not sure how. Like, it's one of those where it's just like, I don't even know where I would start. My main focus is going to be trying to get some edited content of this hitless run. I want to do, like, an actual, like, kind of a guide, except that there's, like, a ton of guides out there already of hitless runs. So it's more like, it is going to be a guide explaining my pathing and how someone can do the same thing, but maybe try to focus on, just my experience of me figuring out how to do stuff, with guide being a secondary aspect to the video. But I wanna do that first. Even if I say yes, let's do the let's do the Elden Ring lore machinima, that I've been wanting to do. Even if I do go forward with that, it will be after, it'll be after all the hitless stuff. I gotta do the hitless. I gotta get this hitless under my belt, man. I can't call myself an Elden Ring challenge runner, and I can't call myself good at the game up there with some of the pros and whatnot if I can't even complete a hitless run. Like, I gotta at least do that, right? And there's the Axe Talisman. Now to Fort Height. But yeah, that's like the ideas of stuff I want to do. Though life does get in the way, like, streaming is most definitely not, like, a job for me. It's most definitely not a job. Hell, it doesn't really give me any income. Like, at all. Oh, I did that jump rope. Okay. We're gonna be here for a second. Okay, now I'm just... When you mess up the jump 3 times, just do it the normal way. The pumpkin head's already gone. We do that jump to dodge the pumpkin head, but if you mess it up 3 times, he's already walked down the steps. You can walk up the steps behind him. But yeah, so I also have some other ideas of videos I want to do. And again, pretty much all of them are after Hitless. Like, Hitless is #1 priority. After I complete Hitless, I can then... Whoops. 1 second. I accidentally clicked off screen. and it, like, moved something, and I was just like, uh-oh. But yeah, I want to complete this, and then I can focus on other projects I have floating around in my head. Like, I've had an idea I want to do that involves Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. I have an idea for that game, and I mean, hell, I beat that game long ago. That game came out long ago. And I had an idea for it, and I've just still haven't done the idea. So I have an idea involving that game. I have a couple ideas still involving Elden Ring. I have challenges across other Souls games that I could do if I want to. Because, I mean, I am trying to kind of be a Souls challenge runner. Even though I mostly have done pretty much Elden Ring and Night Rain. Pretty much means I'm a ring challenger. Yeah. Alright, first one. Second one a little bit on the bush. On the tree trunk. It's a big bush if it's a bush. And there's the jump. Solid. A free 42,000 souls. I mean, technically, I have this route built halfway between speed and safety. If I wanted to just forego all of the speed aspects to it and just, like, do pure safety, I haven't done a single run where I kill, the mother dragon up here, who gives you a ton of souls. And I know where a gold foot is that I could get without really taking damage either. Like, I know how to get a gold foot without taking damage. You can easily do Mother Dragon without taking damage, especially since I am over here at Fort Faroth anyway. The only difference, and maybe I guess why I don't bother doing them, even though if I'm not caring about speed, it would be wise to do them, is because it would help in the early game. So it would help against Noble, and it would help against Rykard. But then after Rykard, everything else would be, like, the same. I mean, you saw the levels I got to at the very end. You pretty much reach max. And I can tell you, once you start getting to around 70 strength, there's not a huge difference between 70 and 99. Like, the difference between 70 and 99, I'm pretty sure, would be, like, one extra hit on Godfrey at the very end. And maybe Radagon. Like, one extra hit. I mean, I already reach max at that point. That would just mean I reach max probably after Malekith. Which, again, doesn't change a ton. Ooh, he went off a different way. So I guess maybe that's why I just don't bother. Because I have most things scripted and good to go. That it just... Like take Margit, for instance. Or Morgoth when I get to the capital. They're so scripted already that it takes no effort to do them. It takes 0 effort to kill Margit. I literally walk in and just swing my sword twice, and he dies. Do I really need more souls? I can tell you Mother Dragon does not give enough souls for me to one-shot Margit with the same build.
Well, it's been a how can I help?
So it would just be a heftier first shot and then still a second shot, rather than an almost direct half and half. I guess I chop it up to who needs Mother Dragon? Who needs Mother Dragon? I have everything I need already. Alright, I'm gonna try the wall run this time. So, gets to the pillar. Run back here against the wall, and then cut in to the bottom of the stairs. He didn't see me. Oh my gosh. He didn't see me. But, see, that's the thing. I swear I've done that exact same thing. I've done, like, straight to the wall, and then cut in right at that, like, tightest angle to walk up on the steps. And he's seen me when I've done that before. But, I mean, hey, he didn't see me this time, so it's whatever, I guess. See, you can still see him sleeping there. Everything else is normal. They don't attack me because of the beast. Grab this. Stand in the corner. I still technically have to stand in the corner and wait for a little bit of de-aggro. The torch keeps the rats from attacking you, but it doesn't keep them from aggroing.
Whereas I'm in, there is, but I can take gathering place.
So it still keeps you from teleporting until they officially de-aggro. But the beast torch does make them de-aggro faster than normal, so that still helps. Alright. Now we make our way over to Liurnia. Pretty easy, pretty simple. Am I gonna get stopped by the squirrels? Nope. Dude, sometimes the squirrel bunnies, the wildlife in this game, just, like, make a wall, and you just get stuck behind them. It's like, please move. Please move. Yeah, right, yep, there it is. Say hi to the doggos. Oh, woof, I got stuck on a rock. That was close. Hi, wolfies. Bye, wolfies. Gotta love yourself a good doggo. And that's coming from a guy who 2 weeks ago got his arm ripped open by a dog. I literally got the stitches out 3 days ago. And I still have a giant scar across my arm. And yet, I still love doggos. Ugh. I'm pretty sure the dog just smelled my cat because I was wearing a jacket that was, like, covered in cat hair. And I'm pretty sure that's why. And it didn't even, like, constantly, like, attack me. It grabbed my arm, ripped it open, but then just stopped. Like, it just kind of sat there, like, grounded.
Surprised you, no matter why, don't. Oh, but
So, honestly, I think it wasn't even, like, trying to be that aggressive. It just kind of... I smell cat. Bite. Oh, this isn't a cat. It's probably what was going through the dog's head. I'm just glad it's, like, healed enough I can use my thumb again. I probably would have started practicing Hitless a lot sooner than, just because I started up last week, pretty much. Except that I didn't have use of my thumb. Where it got me on my arm was, like, right next to the tendon that attaches to your thumb. Like, if you follow your knuckle, and you just follow that same, like, tendon area past the wrist up the forearm, that, like, the forearm section, that's right where the dog got me. I still have a piece of my, knuckle, the very bottom knuckle of my thumb, where your thumb connects to your palm, that is numb. I actually cannot feel it. It is still numb. I can move it. Before I couldn't, but I can move it now. Which is what's allowed me to actually play Elden Ring again. But I still can't feel it. Like, it could be just, like the nerve connection damage, but it's still just completely numb right there. Go a little above the knuckle or a little below the knuckle, and I have perfectly fine feeling, but if you go right where the knuckle is, it's completely numb. I hope I get feeling back at some point. Given where the actual scar is, that is still completely numb. But that could literally just be from the nerve damage. Because it took a good chunk of my... It punctured a pretty deep hole. Like, the hole was deep enough that it reached down to bone, that when I went to the ER, they pulled out an x-ray machine and they scanned my arm, because they thought if it went that deep, it touched bone, I could have a fracture. And so they scanned, they x-rayed my arm, because they thought I could have a fracture. I was pretty sure I didn't, mostly because I didn't feel like I had a fracture, or a sprain, or a break. The fact that I could move my wrists in specific ways, they were pretty sure it wasn't broken. But they still looked at the wound and were like, that's deep? Let's just make sure there's not, like, a crack in the bone. And there wasn't. The dog got all meat, nothing more. But yeah, that was a It was definitely a fun experience. It was my first time ever, like, getting bit by a dog. Like, I've roughhoused with dogs where they've play bitten me, and it's, like, left, like, teeth scratches and whatnot. But I've never been, like, bit. That was the first time a dog sunk its teeth into me. But I don't know. I honestly just don't think it's a... I genuinely have not made it into that big of a deal. I think mostly just because I've had so much other shit going on that has been so much worse. Like, I've had so much shit that has just made me feel so awful that getting my arm ripped open by a dog was just kind of like, okay, another thing on the list. like that sounds kind of depressing, and I mean, I guess it kind of is, but like, I don't know. I'm still trying to be me. Still trying to be positive. We've gone through without any problems. I'm liking this so far. Even during setup, I don't really have many areas where problems can occur. Usually, Noble is where the first problem occurs. Like, I mess up, I mess up the Noble fight. It's really easy to mess up the Noble fight. For as scripted as I have the fight, and see, that was something that I figured out myself. I definitely took inspiration from other no-hit runs that people did, or have done, but I have also crafted a fair amount of this on my own, just innovating off of those runs to better fit my playstyle and how I wanted to do things. And the Noble fight was one of those. I did not watch a single guide that does exactly what I do for Noble. Everyone else was like, do this, do that. They even have like a slightly different build than I do. And they use like 4 sleeping pots instead of 2. And they attack slightly differently than how I do. And I was just like, I think I can optimize that to my liking a little bit more. And I came up with the 2 cycle. So yeah, inspired. Oh, I went a little too north. Should be good though. So yeah, definitely inspired of like, hey, what if I do this? But then I also did just experiment quite a bit. I went and fought Noble multiple times, and I was like, can I get 4 hits off here? No. Can I get 3 hits off here? Yes. Can I pair these 3 hits with this other thing? Yes. And I just experiment over and over until I found what I liked. I mean, if you go back even to, like, when I first started attempting this run, even from my first attempt, I have changed it since. Like, I used to run a, I used to run a plus 9. I literally had a setup that was just a variation of what I currently do right now, that made a plus 9 katana. And that's how I would 2-cycle Noble. Then I figured out I could get it to a plus 7 and still 2-cycle. And then I figured out
What are you trying to start?
if I do this very
show me, like I
specific
said, I'm not in love with
thing,
You're a shrew.
I could make it a +6 and still 2-cycle. And then I got curious and was like, can I do a +5 Uchi and 2-cycle? And in all of my experimentation, I did not find a way to, to do a +5 Uchi 2-cycle noble. So that's why my run runs a +6.
Please.
Now, obviously, I could just do a 3-cycle or a 4-cycle. I mean,
Brave Tarn, most time you are no volcano.
I literally have enough cracked pots to carry 4 at a time. So I only have to 4-cycle noble. But 2-cycling is just, well, of course, faster. Way faster than 4-cycling noble. And I personally think it's a little bit easier. So, I don't know. I literally just do that sometimes. I just say, hey, I want to experiment. And then I just say, can I optimize this? And that's how I just end up making stuff. That's literally my process. Okay. I also want to change it. So usually, with Bernie right here, I do 1 unsheathed, he doesn't aggro. 2nd unsheathed, he does aggro. 3rd unsheathed, and then a heavy attack, a tap R2, and that kills him. But I want to try something different here. I'm going to drink. I'm going to do R1.
What's wrong with you?
Into an unsheath.
I suppose I have no
Nope.
choice,
Okay,
then.
he aggros.
Is this what Grace would have of us?
Ah, shit. Gotta love the reach that you get with the Uchi. Are you kidding me? Oh, I don't have... Okay. Well, failed experiment. Let's see if I can still do it hitless. Yeah. He's pretty simple.
To be certain.
After you do a sheath, you literally just, Nope. Nope. To the gate. After you do a unsheath on him, just immediately roll backwards. He, like, 70% of the time queues up an attack, which then you immediately are already out of range of that attack. And the moment he does the attack, you just take a single step in, and you're within range to do another unsheathed. And you just repeat that. So he becomes very simple, even fighting him normally. Okay. So, in that case, doing 1 auto, so you know where my mind is at right now. Bernie aggroes when his life reaches a certain threshold, not number of attacks. It's not when you attack him twice, he aggroes. It's when his life goes beneath a certain threshold. That threshold, if I lean with 1 unsheath, you pretty much see where that threshold is. He doesn't aggro after 1 unsheath. But if he takes, like, what seems like just a little bit more damage, then he enters that aggro range. So, an R1 and an Unsheath is enough damage to make him aggro. The next thing I want to experiment with him on is that was a physic R1. What if I do an unphysicked R1 on him? Then I physic up and do an unsheath. Does that keep him under the threshold? That will be the next experiment. So we'll try that next time. This is probably going to be my last run for today, so we'll probably try that Wednesday. I mean, unless I manage to completely do Hitless on this run, then I could just be done. Hi, Raya.
I knew you. I hereby take my hand.
I will take your hand.
I will
Take me to Volcano Manor. Yeah, so I could just get the Hitless run right now, and then Wednesday, I don't know what I would do for Wednesday, because I'm planning to do more Hitless on Wednesday. If I just get the run now, I'll have to figure something out.
Brave Raya,
but yeah,
will you join
on Wednesday, if I end up doing more Hitless,
but be short.
thank you for the key. Then I'll try doing that, like, new strat with Bernie and see if it works. But that's pretty much what I'm constantly doing all the time. I almost forgot to pull my Beast Torch out for the snail. If I don't have the Beast Torch out, that snail will attack me. But yeah, like, honestly, this is the process of how I do stuff. I literally just, I'm doing a run, and then suddenly I just think, what if I experimented? And I'll do an experiment mid-run, and be like, okay, that optimized it a little bit more, and then that just becomes what I do from it. I don't know what I'm doing. I need to purchase first. I'm running over to Hugh with Ashes of Wars, but I don't have any weapons to stick the Ashes of Wars on. Okay, we grab Assassin's Gambit. We grab Dagger, Rapier, Finger Seal, Rapier, Dagger. Swap out Bow for Seal.
Well, I took you no matter. Lay out your own.
Time to sell. We sell all of Bernie's armor. We sell the insane amount of runes that I've been getting. All the runes I collected. And oh, we can sell Ash of War Bloodhound Staff. Then we need Bow on Dagger, Rapier gets Gambit, and Shield gets Indomitable. Then we isolate Merchant. Yep. Over to Kaelin! I am slowly remembering my stuffs. Try to not have the dog aggro on me. I forgot to do a little Assassin's Gambit before I walked out of the shack. I usually do one just for safety. Come on over here to this tree and jump the teeny tiny gap. The only place where the gap is short enough, you can jump it. Everywhere else, the gap is way too wide. To get to Dragon Barrow, they either expect you to find that gap and jump over it, or they expect you to go through all of Celia, the town of sorcery over there. Which is the normal way I think, like, most people ended up going. There's also Celia Skip. I haven't practiced that in a while, but I don't have to use that for this run. Alright. Come here. Little bit of Gambit. So I can sprint literally a foot in front of the soldier. And he stands up and does an aggro. God, the guy is blind. I'm literally a man on a horse waving around a rapier, sprinting right past him, and he doesn't notice. Wild. Go ahead and do that. Aggro that thing to the side. Grab this and teleport away. Gambit is so nice, so you can teleport without ever taking aggro. I love it. Alright. Volcano Manor time. Make the jump. Success. Grab a stone sword key. And we move across the lava. 3 jumps to a drink. Then 4 back steps to a drink. I think that was only 3, but it doesn't matter. It's fine. See what I mean? Like, I even have the specific amount of, like, back steps I can do. It's... A lot of the optimization is unnecessary. Just convenient, and how I remember it. Lizard should be left side. Yep. Thank you, Gambit. This run would be so much more difficult without you. And that's the thing. I figured out you could get Gambit before doing Volcano Manor. Every other run that I watched did Volcano Manor without Gambit. And I'm like, why? and I think some of the ones that I watched were like old runs from a couple years ago and stuff. So maybe like the tech just wasn't discovered because, you know, run discovery on runs happens constantly. But yeah, I found out that you could get Gambit before Volcano Manor, and I was just like, why not just incorporate that into the run? And so I did. Okay. Time for Flask. Okay, it's still 3-3. Time for the 15 we need in Faith, and we should have 27 in Strength. Memorize this spell. Mix our... Did I not mix the Wondrous Flask? I never mix the Wondrous Flask when fighting Bernie. Which now means that the R1 without the flask, and then the L2 with the flask, the unsheath, isn't going to work, because that is pretty much what I pretty much did a no flask R1 and unsheath, and that still put him... Okay, so... That right there just told me that I have Bernie as optimized as I think you can have Bernie. I don't think you can optimize it anymore. Anyway, glad I checked that and didn't just think that I had already done it. That could have really messed me up. Alright. Craft 4 of these. Equipped them here. I've got Warrior Jar Shard. Constantly I've forgot to have this equipped, so I've like now by default always checked to make sure I have it equipped. And I have everything else good to go. Alright. Let's do this. Let's not mess up Noble here, okay? I always come to about this little, like, candle things. Alright. Let's not mess up Noble, please. 1, 2, 3, 4, swap 2 hands. And that is why I always sit behind that bench. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, and the most important one is that son of a bitch. I messed it up. Shit. I'm gonna have to 3 cycle. Yeah, I had to 3 cycle. But that's okay. Still did it hitless! And hey, that's the skill to learn. Because not always will your script work. Sometimes you do mess up. Being able to do the fight after you mess up, being able to adapt and be like, oh, I messed up, my normal script is not going to work anymore, but I still need to do this hitless. That's good practice. So a tip, do practice. Come on. What is going on here? What is going on here? Jeez. It wouldn't let me jump up. Do practice the fights so you script them accordingly. Woo! I was a little worried about that one. So you do, like, script them accordingly and whatnot. But I would also say that, like, on occasion, purposely mess up how you're supposed to do it and just fight the boss normally. Teach yourself how to adapt, because occasionally you will mess up. Like I literally just did right there. You will mess up. Knowing how to fix your mess up, or just how to fight the boss normally, is always going to be helpful. So, memorize and learn the scripts if you have scripts for certain bosses. But learn the boss itself as well. And if you want to just practice the boss normally, that works. Or if you want to purposely mess up your script so you can try to adapt on the fly, that also works. Either way, just make sure you get your practice in. Oh, the cages. You know how long it took me to realize you do not sprint on those? So often was I, like, sprinting and jumping because I thought, like, you had to. No. You don't even have to jump. You literally just walk off those. You just walk off the cages. Do not sprint at all. Walk off the cages and you will be fine every single time. I didn't realize that till, like, my 4th or 5th playthrough, 4th or 5th run, that I'm just like, wait a second, can I just walk off and be fine? And I tried it, and I was like yep! Alright, sneaky. Easy. Look at that. Look at that. Howdy, Ricard. Just here to grab the weapon and teleport away. I think it's so funny that you can enter his arena, but because he doesn't aggro, you're not in combat. So you can just teleport away.
Well, I presume. Oh, I am an old so perhaps.
Alright, purchase the 1, purchase 2, 3, and 4. Strengthen, and get this thing to a +9. Bam! Let's go. Back to Ricard. Pop that 12 that we pick up. Ooh, not that. Level up that strength. Because we level up nothing but strength the entire time. We get that 15 in faith, so we can use grant me strength. And then it is pure strength the entire run until the very end when we've pretty much maxed out our strength. We go a little bit in stem. As complicated as some of the scripts are for some of these bosses, you never have to worry about complicated leveling. It's just strength. You never have to do anything else. Okay, let's see. I got everything here. Right? Yeah, okay. Should be good to go. We drink. Buff. Buff. Drink. Swap, swap, two-hand. Sprint. Sprinting R2. Charged L2. Charged L2. Shield. Single poke. Wait. Single poke. Wait. Single poke. Wait. Single poke. Dodge. Poke. Poke. Swap back. Reset. Flame grant me strength. Re-drink blue. Swap back to shield. Two-hand. Move forward. L2. Charged L2. Move a little forward. Give him a little poke. I missed. Shit. This is the unlucky. Yep, that's the unlucky. I should just Mimic of Grace if that is the first move he does. I really should. It is possible to still do the fight hitless, but when that thing, the spell he spits out, it follows you randomly. Like, there's no way of... You can, like, try to control where it goes, but you never have 100% control over it. And so it can just appear in a spot. It can come out of the ground or from the sky in a spot that just screws you over. Like, right there, it was right behind me. So when I was trying to back up, I had to stop and move forward, or I was going to get caught by that explosion. And I didn't roll in time because it... I was focused on the explosion going on behind me that I didn't pay attention to the roll I needed to do. So in reality, I probably should just Mog out. Memory of Grace, Mog out, if he leads with that move as his first move. The greedy version of me always says, nah, you can still do it, because you can. It's just way more risky. Oh, I have to fight greedy me every single time. Okay. Full buffed. Drink. Swap, swap. Two-hand. Sprint. Sprint R2. Charged L2 immediately. Charged L2. Move forward. Give a little poke. Grab my runes. Give a little poke. Bait an attack. Not that one! Oh, I hate that attack. Jeez. The poison is, like, one of the worst attacks. You just have to sprint away as fast as possible. It's annoying. L2. L2. Move forward, give a little poke. Really? Alright. He did it again! Goddamn, man. No, I don't need to. Yeah, I don't need a rest. I get everything back by mogging. That's how often I mog, is that I didn't know that it counts as resting. I, like, rarely ever use the Memory of Grace. I should use it way more than I do. Alright. One, two. Poke. I like that attack. That's the easy attack that allows me to pretty much just kill you. Okay, please do not lead with your skull. Give me anything but your skull, please. Okay, you know what? I'm going for it. Sometimes you can get the stagger, like, immediately. Yep, there it is. And then the skull's in front. See, that's what I mean. Is it possible to do it when he uses that move? Yes. It is. But if you notice, when I staggered him, the skull, you could see the stream of the skull was in front of... That is why I knew I could do my L2. Sometimes it doesn't go in front of you, and you have no idea where it is. And because the script that the script that I use, that I kind of came up with, right after you stagger him, the moment he starts his get-up animation, you have to start another charged L2. You do 2 more charged L2s after you stagger him. The animation, like, you get lost in the L2 animation, and it is a long animation. If that skull is anywhere close to you, you cannot dodge it. And that's why I hate that move. Because I cannot react to it. Because of how I just... Because of how I normally do things. The fact that he just did it 3 times in a row really gets on my nerves. I don't need the shield anymore. Oh, right. And I can swap this to charge. Get that gambit going. But yeah, so like I just kind of showed off. It is possible to it is possible to do it hitless even when he does that move. I'm sorry, 3 times in a row? How bad of RNG did I have to have for him to do that 3 times in a row?
Now, those of a chance find them well.
We are selling all of this stuff to thank you for your time. To Stormhill. Alright, we grab this. Level up everything into strength. Make sure... swap that out for that. Sneak around this backside. Yeah, even with Gambit, that one soldier in the bush still sees you and still shoots a crossbow. Gambit does not really change that. It does change that they don't pursue you deep into the tunnel. Alright. Let's get this. We got this. Then we got buff. Then we got buff. 2-hand. Walk forward. Say, hi, Margit. Get down on the floor. Dance like there is no tomorrow. Yay!
I shall remember thee, tarnished, smouldering with thy
Love it.
flame. Cower in fear
Of the night.
it's tightly hooked. The guard you breached.
I'll use the
Well,
gate.
of course.
And our favorite voice line. The gay. Oh, right. I should rest to get back a little bit of my AFP. So I can gambit. sprint through with Gambit, holding the right wall. That never hits. Usually you can just sprint through, and that never hits. The safer way to do that is to crouch sprint. If you crouch sprint past that wall, then it never even fires at you. But, I mean, I already died to right card, so... This is not the run, which means we will be coming back Wednesday. Okay, Mighty Shot. Mighty Shot, Headshot. Up here. Mighty Shot, Headshot. Swap back to the Rapier. Gambit. Hug the right wall. It will shoot the rock. And then you can just sprint underneath it, and now it can't get you anymore. And you're good. Yeah, I think I've definitely got the flow back. I am throwing a couple caution things to the wind, like that right there. I usually always like crouch walking up the side of the rock wall, and on top of also like I always usually look back because that one guy always just chucks a single arrow. Normally it always misses, but there's one time that I had it hit, and that just kind of... Yeah, well, that's the run. So... I've got all the motions down. On Wednesday, when we do an actual run, I will just, not. I don't know why I get this one. I don't technically need to get this grace. There's no purpose for me getting that grace. I mean, yes, it does heal me and get me my FP back, but I could also just drink a blue to get my FP back. And my health doesn't need to come back, because I'm not supposed to get hit in the first place. So it doesn't matter if I'm at 1 HP or full HP. It only matters once I get Ritual Sword, but I don't have that yet, so full HP doesn't matter. Boop. See, last time I got stuck by that. Damn it, I got greedy. I thought he would do the ground pound. I should have only done, like, one hit there. Oh, I almost got... Bitch.
I am the Lord of all.
So yeah, that's honestly a good example of why you don't go for 2 hits in a row. That wind move hits you frame 1. The only way to dodge that move is to just not be close or time it perfectly, but it pretty much hits you frame 1, so the timing is very, very difficult. It's easier to just not be close to him. How do you not be close to him? You literally just R1 him once. Yes, Guppy. How you doing, Guppy? You literally just R1 him once, and then you back. That's what you should do. Instead, I R1 him twice. And of course I got hit. Oh. The thing is I should still practice using every strat. Like, I'm foregoing some minor things because it's kind of like, whatever. I still technically should practice the caution, because if I don't practice the caution, then when I do an actual run, I'm not gonna be cautious. Like, you need to practice not being greedy. If you don't practice not greeding, you tend to have a tendency to greed when it actually matters, and it just messes you up. So I should be practicing not greeding. But I'm not. How would you say that? I am not practicing not greeding. Is that enough negatives? Is that just enough negatives in it to make it confusing? So people don't know if I'm actually saying be greedy or don't be greedy. Now we just gotta make the run to DTS. I can swap out this one for that. The attack buff you get from Ritual Sword is stronger than Radagon Sword Seal. And we don't get our third pouch till after killing Goldfree. Which pretty much means that we will be using Sword Ritual instead of Sword Seal for DTS and Goldfree himself. Those two bosses. Which, to be fair, I think I tested it with DTS at least. If I use the Sword Seal instead of Ritual Swordsman with DTS, I think it's exactly the same. Like, I think DTS is still a 4-shot, even if I'm not using Ritual, and I'm using Sword Seal instead. Goldfree, however, it saves like 3 or 4 hits. It's like pretty significant on Goldfree. Gotta love the run up to DTS. And the run up to Fire Giant. The only thing that DTS run has going for it is that it's shorter than the Fire Giant. That's it. They're both still just boring. I'm running past everything. Maybe at some point I could do like a all bosses. Like I've done all bosses before. I don't know about an all bosses no hit. That sounds like it could be hell. Respect to Gino Machino for doing it. Man is insane. A deathless all bosses is it within the realm of possibilities. But if I'm going deathless all bosses, I kind of want to do random. Randomize deathless all bosses. Because I think that would... It's roughly like same skill level, you learn all the bosses. And you don't have to worry about taking hits. You just build tanky. And you just have a good fucking time. I think that could be fun. Alright. Buffs complete. 1, 2, 3, 4. Easy peasy. Pop the Godric Remembrance and level up. We should be at level 52. Yep. 52 in strength. Now let's go kill Goldfrey. Okay, see, and so here's the other thing. Technically, this is kind of a long run, as I sprint my way through Lindell Capital, pretty much fighting nothing and just sneaking around everything. But at least this is, like, entertaining with, like... I don't know. Like, I have to do a little bit of tech. Like, I have to... It's not really, like, a lot of tech. It's pretty much just I run on top... I jump on top of a house so I can reach an edge that you don't normally jump onto. That's the tech. So it's not really tech. But, like... It still feels more interactive. It still feels more interactive to do this in Lindell than the run to DTS does. Because the run to DTS and the run to Fire Giant is just hop on Torrent and spam B and go as fast as possible. And that's it. This one is at least, okay, jump over here, go over here. It's a little bit more intuitive. Not a ton. Like, here it is. Here's the Lindell Avatar skip. Dink. Dink. That's it. That is the Lindell Capital Erdtree Avatar skip. You do that so you don't have to fight the Erdtree Avatar. Even if you're running past that Erdtree Avatar, they have moves that have range and reach, and they become a pain in the ass. That, and there's also the bow Lindell soldier down there that spots you the moment you get to the bottom of the stairs, and we kind of go around him as well. That's the tech, is dodging those two units. Bunch of tech. And by that I mean not really any tech, just jumping on a roof and jumping on a ledge. But hey, that is still more interactive than just spamming B on Torrent till you get to Fire Giant or DTS. But it is also shorter. Like, I'm still pretty sure running through the entire capital takes less time than running from Gallica all the way up to DTS. So. Alright. Drink. Heal. Buff. Drink blue. Second buff. Alright, buddy boy. Let's do this. Jump R1. Jump R1. R1. Jump R1. Jump R1. Dodge. And charge dart. Oh. And first phase Godfrey is the exact same as Goldfrey. The only thing they change is that he can do his giant explosion. He can do his giant, like, slams his axe into the ground and makes a rift explode. And then, of course, he has, like, his roar that then empowers his stomps. But that's it. Aside from those two things, they are exactly the same, and they are that easy. You just do jumping R1s. You just do jumping R1s every time he does his little dash foot slam. And then you do, rotate around his right side when he does his, like, double axe. And more often than not, you can just keep him in a rotation where he just constantly keeps doing those two moves. And, like, nothing else. That's what it's. I think we're good everywhere else. Yeah, I think we're good everywhere else. Alright. Drink. Buff. Drink. Oh. Buff. I was like, I'm missing something. Having a brain fart. Down on the ground. Heavy. Heavy. Jumping heavy. Crit. Down. Charged heavy. Woohoo. That's right, folks. Morgott is a joke just like Margit. At least he takes, like, 4 stabs instead of 2. I guess if you count the crit, it's 2, because technically the crit does, like, 2 different instances. It does a little bit of damage when you stab him, and then a little bit of damage when you rip it.
Allow me, you are prevented the thorns, a husk.
So then I guess maybe 5
become
hits.
My purpose, so I'd like you to the flame then. And
But if you count a hit as, like, a button interaction, then it is 4. Because it's a charged R2, charged R2, jumping R1, crit, charged R2. Oh, no, sorry. I had that backwards. It's 5, 6, if you count the crit twice. Easy peasy. Those double bubble blowing babies can't get nothing on me. Oh yeah. I don't need this. I can push it back to that. Farewell, Lindell Capital. I will come back to you when you're covered in ash. How many times have I been hit so far? Because it's practice, I haven't really been counting. Let's see. My first hit was on Rykard. Because I died to Rykard. But he only hit me once. I mogged out the second time, and then I just sent it the third time. So he never hit me on that second attempt either. So it was only one on that. I got nicked by Godric. Oh, yeah. I also got nicked by the, Ballista. When I was, going through the gate. So I got nicked by the Ballista, and I got nicked by Godric. Nothing on Gallica. Nothing on DTS. Nothing on Goldfree or Morgott. So only the 3? Only the 3, and they were from, like, the beginner bosses that I, like, shouldn't be getting hit on. The bosses, I think, like, I would say are my biggest risks are, of course, the first boss I fight, Noble. Noble is a bit of a risk. I'm much more confident on Noble than I used to be. But I would still say that he's risky. Like if I get hit, it's like, okay, makes sense. But then after Noble, I pretty much shouldn't get hit till Fire Giant. And then after Fire Giant, Duo is scripted enough, I can guarantee not getting hit there. So yeah, then Malekith. And then after Malekith, Gideon is free. First phase Godfrey should be free. And if I do the setup correctly, the second phase should be free. But I don't know, I would say Godfrey would be the next one. And then Radabeast, I would say I can see myself getting hit on Radabeast. But he's probably the least of all of them. Like, I'm more confident on Radabeast than I am on Noble. Actually, I would say that I'm maybe the same confident with both of them. But I am more confident with both of them than I am with Fire Giant or Malekith or Horalu. I think Fire Giant, Malekith, and Horalu are the 3 that are, like, my biggest possible hurdles. After that, the other 2 hurdles are Noble and yeah, Noble and Radabeast are the other 2 possible hurdles. Also, I didn't swing to take aggro of the fire dude. Luckily, he's not shooting a fireball, but goddamn is he consuming my stamina constantly. And then those are pretty much the only 5. It's those 5 hurdles. Outside of those 5 hurdles, I'm not really afraid of, like, anything else. Which is funny, because I swear Godric has gotten more hits on me than... I think Godric's got more hits on me than Noble has. But I constantly think that, like, I'm fine with him. I'm pretty sure Godric gets hits on me because I just feel way too overconfident on Godric. And because I get way too overconfident, I get greedy, and that's what leads to hits. But yeah, so... Well, that's not bad. I remember when we left off, I still had like a PB of 7. I don't think I ever beat that PB of 7. Did I? So I think I beat that PB of 7 on a practice. But it was a practice, so I didn't really keep exact tally count. I'm just pretty sure I got hit less than 7 times. Mainly because on that practice, I died to, like, 1 boss, and I got hit on, like, 2 other bosses. And then I may have got hit on some other stuff, but, like, those are the 3 confirmed. I'm pretty sure I didn't get hit by 7. I don't know. Because I don't know, I'm still counting my PB as 7. So, hey, maybe this practice run... This practice run that's supposed to be a refresher ends up becoming a new PB. That would be funny. I think what the most annoying thing has been was on one of my runs back before Night Rain, when I was actively practicing and doing runs. One of my runs, I made it, I think, all the way to Horaloo without getting hit a single time. No. I made it to Horaloo only getting hit once. I think it was by Goldfree, because I just messed something up. I got hit once by Goldfree, but made it all the way to Horaloo with only 1 hit, and I thought for sure, I'm just like, oh, this is gonna be my PB. Like, I'm down to a 1 PB. This is gonna be awesome. And then I think Horaloo killed me 4 times. And so I was up to like 5 hits at that point. I was up to 5 hits at that point. And then I went to Ratabeast, and I'm like, 5 is still a PB. And then I think Ratabeast killed me like another 4 times. And I was just like, alright. So this went from like a possible 1 PB to like a 10 PB when I finally finished it. It was awful. Ugh. And to think, 2 of the 3 hits that I currently have on this warm-up practice were surely just because I was, like, reading it, because I just didn't care. It was practice, it wasn't an actual... I'm considering it practice rather than an actual run. Like, I would have crouched walk, and I definitely wouldn't have done a second hit. Oh, whoops. Alright. I got this. Come on. Do a jump. Yeah, I love it when you do a jump. Yeah! I knew that was the move he was doing, and I was trying to roll, and I missed. So the idea is the moment he stands up, where his knee was placed is where his foot is going to be placed. And so you can preemptively charge an R2 to smack his foot. I was just far enough back that I missed it by like an inch. And then I saw him doing the slam move, and I couldn't push I couldn't push dodge fast enough. Yeah. Well, there's hit 4. And I love your jump move. It just puts you in the perfect spot for me to just do this. Just to make sure. Oh shit. That might have needed to be a charged R2. Yeah, it did need to be a charged R2. That's okay. Still got him. Alright, well that's 1 hit on Fire Giant. So that's still a PB4. If I could get a PB on a practice run, that will be like, man, my confidence will soar. I'll be coming back on Wednesday being like, dude, I am ready. I am ready to just, I'm ready to get this hitless. If I get a PB. I just have to get under 7, which means I can technically get hit 2 more times. That's once for Malekith and once for Horlu. I'm allowed to have a mess up on Malekith and have a mess up on Horlu, but that's it. I'm not allowed to do anything else.
This world and death are you to commit? Very let my hand.
Let's go. I'll just do that now. I'm not gonna equip them yet because I still want to do my kukri. I use like 1 kukri here. Candle break. Around as he turns. Candle break. And same thing for him. Bada bing, bada boom. Hello, Dargon. Goodbye, Dargon. Alright, this is where I use the kukri. Run across to these other stairs. And I chuck one at the ceiling up there. Jump through this window. That's not supposed to hit me! I have never been hit in that spot before. I think I threw the kukri in the wrong spot and it aggroed the lightning mage to a different location. I think that's what it was. Damn. I did not mean to sprint there. Yeah, I'm lucky you didn't see it. Alright, well that's 5. I'm allowed one more hit. I don't think I'm gonna PB, I'm gonna be honest. I don't think I've practiced Horaloo and Malekith enough since coming back to attempting hitlesses. I'm still a little out of practice against them. I am not confident. I'm not confident that I'll be good, but we will see. Okay, let's try aiming it with the bow this time. Want it on that back one. So then if you get it on that back wall... Yeah, that was definitely it. That was definitely it. The kukri hit just a little too close on the wall, and it made him position more forward than backwards. Damn. Maybe I should go back to the old strat where I just don't even use a kukri for that part. There's a strat where I just run at an angle through the center, and it aggroes... It aggroes one of the sword guys, but even though it aggroes a sword guy, he doesn't reach you with his strike. So you can just sprint past him. The only reason I swapped to this other method is because I thought it was, like, slightly safer. But I'm not sure if it is. Alright. Look at the second graves. Look up at the dragon's ear. Spawn them. Chuck. And chuck. Perfect. Drink your red. Buff. Drink your blue. And buff. 2 hands. Oh, I forgot to drink this. That would have been bad. Okay, charged R2. Charged R2. Jumping R1. Take the riposte. Poke. Poke. Charged R2. Charged R2. Jumping R2. Poke. Poke. Nah, the second one didn't work. Come back here. Stun. Chuck. Chuck. Charged R2. Charged R2. Jumping R2. Good to go. Come over here. Look at the little man. Wait till he turns. Jump behind him. And you're good to go. Go to the right of this pillar so the dog doesn't aggro. Or the dog aggroes like slightly later than normal. Because if you go on the left side of that pillar, the aggro's like immediately. And then you kind of gotta dodge like a strike. I will need my kukri back. Hug this wall and do not crouch sprint. Even crouch sprinting will aggro that bird. He aggroes on the tiniest thing. It is so annoying. And you have to hug that wall tight. Take one step too far away from that wall. Again, he aggroes. Make sure to use a mighty shot, weapon art, or you will not do damage to the dragon. Reset stealth. Let the lightning fade out. Charged R2 this birdie. And crouch past the other one. And you're quick. We will use the bow for one last thing. Get a little bit of stealth. He'll be angry, but that's okay. We don't care. Crouch here and sprint on the... Or crouch sprint on the left side so he doesn't see you. One final stealth here. This is where we will need to use the bow. Aim up there. So he stares right at the wall. And you can go right behind him. No aggro. Easy peasy. And with that, we no longer need the bow. Ever again. Ever again. What? Oh, I have... Right. You need to rest to get rid of the, You get the teleport, the trap teleport debuff. I always forget about that. Because we don't grab a single grace until that point. When we run through... We run through all of Farum Azula without grabbing a single grace. And when you first teleport to Farum Azula, you get teleport trapped, meaning that you can't, until you rest at a grace, you can't teleport away. It's the same teleport trap that you get from like the trap chests. So we have to rest. Strength. Good on those, good on those. Yep, still set. Perfect. Normally we would be done with the Assassin's Gambit, except we need it just for this DTS. Now, I did test my skills, test a couple strats against this guy. You can use Assassin's Gambit, wait till he stops at, like, his lowest point. You can four-shot him just like the other DTS. This DTS is stronger than the other one, but we also are stronger. That the four-shot strat of just 2 charged heavies, he does a little dodge move, and then 2 charged heavies, and he dies, still works. So if you ever want to take him out, you can do it hitless. Exactly the same way. Okay. Drink. Buff. Swap. Buff. Drink blue. 2-hand. Alright, Mally.
Thou who approacheth destined death.
Let's do this.
I will not have it stolen from
I jumped
part with it.
way too late there. Holy crap. I pushed A. And if you watch that back, you probably could see the starting of the jump animation. You could see that little, like, knee bend. Wow, I timed that horribly. That was way late. That was all on me. Well, and I think that also makes 6. So, straight up, I can't get hit anymore if I want a PB. And if I succeed at not getting hit anymore, it's literally just 1 PB. one better PB. From 7 to 6. Oh, forgot my blue. Just in case. I did a heavy. Luckily, it was an early jump. No, get away from the pillar. Come fight me over here. Thank you. I rolled way early on that one. Honestly, I shouldn't go for that charge R2. I usually never do. And so I'm just not, like, used to it. I should always just try to bait out the other move if I want to do a charged R2. Not to mention that I lead... The final hit that sends him into phase 2, that's the one that should be a charged R2. Up until that point, I should be hitting him with just R1s, not charged R2s. Because if I stance break him... Well, I guess if I stance break him... I didn't do any of my buffs. I didn't do a single buff. Give me a sec, dude. I'm an idiot. drinking a whole lot. Alright. Now I can fight you normally. Doo-doo. Just run. If I'm on his backside when he does that, I can get a hit in. If I'm on his front side, yeah, it's way too risky. I missed? Come on. Not quite. I didn't want to do a charged R2 there, because it was not going to send him into second phase. Okay, now I want to do a charged R2. So if I can bait out that move again. Which you usually can by trying to, rotate him to the right side. If you rotate him to the right side, you can bait it out. Boom. Boom. And then you get the riposte. Cup. Boom. Sometimes he dies on it, sometimes he has a tiny little sliver, and you can just plug him with an R1. It kind of all depends on how your levels go. I think if you're, like, literally one level difference, he survives with that with a tiny thing. Or if, like, one of the times you didn't get a headshot, because I think I got a couple headshots with my R1s in there during the first phase. A lot of mini factors can make it so he survives with just a small sliver of health. Let's see, what level yeah, I'm 75. And now I can officially de-equip that, because I don't have to run past that DTS. Ideally, I could technically de-equip it the moment I get to Malekith's door, because then I'm not going to die to Malekith. But, you know. Okay. I think I'm technically at 8 hits now. Well, actually, I technically got hit like 3 times during that fight with Malekith. Because I just didn't buff, and so I had to buff mid-fight. I just wasn't. Just shows you how much I'm paying attention.
I knew you'd come to stand before the Elden Ring, to become Elden Lord. What a sad state of affairs. I commend your spirit, but alas.
What's up?
Shall take the throne. Queen Marika has high hopes for us, that we come. I know in my bones.
You don't know nothing in your bones. You're dead wrong.
Become a lord. Not even
You are dead wrong.
man cannot kill a god.
Honestly, that is probably my favorite line in the game. My favorite serious line in the game. Of course, my favorite goofy line in the game is, the gay. But my favorite, like, actual line in the game is, a man cannot kill a god. And the reason why that one is my favorite line... I don't have anything else, do I? No, I'm good. I can just level up. The reason why that one's my favorite line of the game is because I believe we aren't a man. Like, straight up, it is like a Lord of the Rings A man cannot kill me. I am no man. Like, I get that's like, I'm not a man, I'm a girl. And I mean, technically, I am a girl. But, like, genuinely, I think the lore is that we aren't a normal, we aren't just a tarnished. We aren't just a man. We are tarnished, but I believe that we're actually a demigod tarnished. And I have a bunch of theories of why that is the case. And evidence that points towards it. And just because I think it's cool as fuck if you're like, wow, we're a demigod? Yeah, that's cool as fuck. And we just didn't know the entire time. I wonder if I can do Horaloo on first. Can you do something? Thank you. Oh, I rolled too early. I rolled too early because I thought that R1 would send him into second phase, and when it didn't, I panicked and rolled too early. If the R1 was, I mean, the R1 was a little greedy, but if I just didn't panic after the R1, I would have been fine. I could have just not panicked, saw the foot, rolled the foot, and another R1, and he would have been done. But I panicked. God damn. I did that so out of order, but I don't care. Ugh. And that probably was perfect stance-wise.
Warrior, 'twas nobly fought.
I just didn't roll there. I don't know what I was doing right there. I just didn't roll. Oh, this is... This is why I need warm-ups. This is why I need warm-ups. Okay. That's fine. On the repeat tries, he's far enough away. I can buff after walking in. If that was the first time, I would have screwed myself. Why is he doing all the weird moves? Like, come on, man. Doing, like, all the weird moves. Can you do, like... Oh, right. He does a second swing.
'Twas nobly fought.
I want to get him in that cycle. The cycle's the fun. I enjoy this cycle where he just dashes and pounds the ground, dashes and pounds the ground, and then maybe does a double swing in front of him, but then dashes and pounds the ground. Like, when he starts doing his other moves, it's just like, uh-oh, I might be in danger. I'm so used to putting him in the cycle that I panic slightly when he does a different move. Just because I'm not used to it. See there? Okay, that's not too bad. That one he does occasionally. That one's fine. Of course that one's fine. Yes, cycle for me. Yes. And there's the charge star 2 I needed. Please, right? Yes! Perfect. You're dead. See, that. You can get in that R1. That's what I didn't get in last time. And if you get in that R1, then he dies to just the double charged R2.
Tarnished.
And you don't have to dodge his slam after the charged R2. Woo! Man, I had a pretty those first two were kind of rough. The first two were a little rough, but that's okay. Nope. It all goes into there, because 84 is max. Yeah, and there's nothing else I can really... I mean, I could go back and sell, but I doubt it would even get me a level. Alright. Let's finish the game. Buff, buff, buff. Drink. And the rest of Radabeast is, pretty much scripted. So, let's do this. Jump. Heavy. Roll. Roll. And there's the charged heavy. Jumping heavy. That was kind of an early... Uh-oh, I might have to do a little extra at the end. Oh, shit. And I did. I'm gonna have to do a little extra at the end. It shouldn't be too bad. Yep. Never mind. It was bad. It was a little bad. I'm not... It's been so long since I've seen some of his moves. Like that move where he just spears me. I know of that move. The last time I saw him use it, oh, I don't know. I kill him so easily with, like, everything else. It's definitely because I jinxed myself. I definitely jinxed myself. Give me the awesome, like, opener move, dude. Not that one. Definitely not that one. Yep. Man, I can't believe he actually shot the light spikes. That is a rare move to see right at the beginning. He can do it at the beginning, but rarely does he ever. He usually keeps most of his spell attacks till he's taken a little bit of damage. Alright. If I get good RNG with his good opener, it's like a guaranteed kill. There we go. What? That was... Wow, that's actually a little ridiculous. I shouldn't have drank there. Yep. This isn't good. I need to be at full health for Ratabeast. There we go. I eked it out. I eked it out. Because if I wasn't at full health here going into Ratabeast, I wouldn't have had Ritual Talisman, and I would have just been fucked. I need that extra 10% damage. Shit. I... Crap. Okay, I still got it. I had to take the riposte before getting the double off. If I didn't take the riposte and I tried to go for the double, his little spike lasers would shoot at me. That is bad RNG. I have had that happen to me before, but like in all my times of fighting Ratabeast, he has done that move like 5 times out of like 100. Out of 100 times of fighting him. So it's like there's a 5% chance he might do that move instead of try to get away from you. God. Well, good practice. Not bad, not bad. 206, that's better than the other one. Mr. Hitless was like 230. I did take a little less breaks in here. But yeah, that's where I'm gonna call it. I can end my recording. I got the recording I needed. But that's where I'm gonna call it for stream as well. So yeah. Thank you guys for stopping by. Thank you for sitting in. I see you lurkers. I believe I saw Rats and Triss. So, I see you guys. But yeah, thanks for stopping by. We will be back Wednesday for more. Until then, I bid you adieu. Have a wonderful weekend. Peace.